And we are live. There we go.
All right.
Right.
Wonderful. Shay, thank you so much for being the wizard that you are behind the scenes and making it possible for us to do these Amplify Kindness conversations. I'm just so delighted. It's fun. So I'm Lindsay and this is Shay, and we're here today with our friends, Jeff and Trillby. And we're going to talk with them a little bit about their business. Welcome, Jeff and Trillby.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you are such delightful human beings. And I think you both are exemplars of kindness in so many ways. And I've just recently gotten to know both of you through 1 Million Cups in Daytona Beach, which is also another organization to give a shout out to. Very cool organization if you're thinking of entrepreneuring.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been on the stage there recently, so that's really cool.
It is really cool. That's very true. And today what we thought we would just talk about is how kindness affects our lives. So it affects us, it affects our families, and it affects a community around us, right? I mean, we know that it is the virus we want to catch. So I thought today would be a fun day to talk about how do we catch more kindness and what do we do to bring more kindness into our lives, to share it with others, and to receive it, through the communities we serve. So, Shay, I'm going to just start with you and ask you a question. Tell me about something that happened this week that you can think of that was just like, whoa, that was super kind. And what a great way to bring that into the field, of your world.
Gosh, well, I have just been recovering from the flu. Actually, I've been sick for the past almost week, 5 days. And gosh, what do I say is really kind is just the people who've reached out to me who had no idea I was sick, just my normal business acquaintance or friends or whatever, family members, and them just giving me the grace to go, you know what, and me showing myself kindness, like, hey, you know what, I'm out for the count right now. Let's talk later because I don't have the energy, I don't have the bandwidth right now. So yeah, I think that's just huge. That's what showed up for me this past week.
I love that. So what you're basically sharing the principle of just say no, right? Yeah. It's like sometimes yes, sometimes rest is exactly what is needed for kindness to be, our batteries to be recharged and our kindness giving to be able to be resurfaced again, to get more in it. You got to fill up your cup before you can give it to others. Okay. So I love that. That's awesome. Absolutely. And I know, Jeff and Trillby, tell us about something that maybe's happened this week. And then we're going to talk about some other kindness that you've exemplified with your kids.
All right. Well, I can share a little bit. I got this coin last week, this kindness coin. And it's been in my pocket ever since. And I love it because when you were speaking and you started handing things out, and as soon as I heard coin, because I'm a big believer in the pocket coin and the good luck coin and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, I want a coin, and then a little bit later, and let's give Jeff a coin. You could have gave me anything, but you picked a coin. So that was awesome. And then you were kind of
right vibes, Jeff.
Yeah, you were on the vibe channel.
You were picking up on I was vibrating at a coin level. And
there you go. There
absolutely, Jeff. Yahoo.
Prosperity all over it. I love it.
Absolutely believe in it. And we spoke kind of about how, you talk about the reset and when we're feeling down and that's it. And like you gave me this and you're like, oh, this will help for your family. Because sometimes when I'm out and about and I'm all smiles and everything's going great, that's one side of me. But then, come home and now you got the weight of everything you just committed to on your mind. And sometimes I wasn't being kind. And so this has been helpful around the house. Like even my kids will be like, grab your coin and then tell me
just last night, our 13-year-old was like, rub your coin.
Exactly.
I love it. That is magical. You have no idea how much that makes my heart just sing. It's so beautiful. Yay.
And we get so wrapped up in things and you can forget like the simplicity of that reminder, having it in my pocket, reaching in there. It's like, okay, you're about to open your mouth. Why don't you think about your words? And
Yeah.
it's a pause for me. And I love that. And it's a work in progress. I haven't mastered it in the week that I've been practicing, but it's something that's important. It's like my family is my everything. They're my why. They're what it's all about. And it made me sad to think like, oh, I'm giving them the most exhausted side of me or the most impatient side of me. That's not who I want to be. Like, I have to be consistent. And so it's been a great tool. I've been working on it. The 13-year-old appreciates it. He's got his coin. So, now he has one too. So, it's been a great tool. And I love that. And that reminder, watching you up on stage and hearing you talk about it, and that kindness reminder is important because, now probably in my lifetime, I'll say now more than ever, stress levels are at a peak. What you see, people on the road, how quickly. I watched 2 grown adults at Buc-ee's. Somebody cut somebody off.
No.
A grown man actually got out of the car, walked up to the guy in front of him, started yelling at each other. And it's like it escalated so quickly. And I'm like, wow, they both need a coin. Like, I wish I had a couple of coins right then. I would have got out of my car and then handed them both a coin and been like, simmer down, boys.
Oh, you could have went in heads or tails. I would have been like, what? So it would have made it got out of their own head, right? For a minute.
Yeah.
But it's now more than ever. People need to just chill out and think about kindness. There's an answer here. What's the kindest way to do it? And my wife, my wife always reminds me, it's like, sometimes you can be right or you can be kind, but they don't always coincide. And it's like, just choose kind. So
I love that,
we're
Trillby.
working on it.
I love that. And Jeff, thank you for telling that story about how this little, coin can make a difference for people. It is one little thing, but boy, does it remind you that there might be a way to do it differently in the moment, right? Whatever that moment is. And Trillby, I wanted to ask you, when you think about your work and what you do at Coastal Family Financial, what is it that you do? How do you bring your game of kindness to your work every day? I know you do, because that's just who you are. How do
Well, yes, I feel like I'm just patient. Like I have that just innately in me, but I'm branching out more and kind of getting out of my comfort zone more. And so the kindness that's appearing in my life because of that has been awesome.
Oh, that's so awesome. We always threaten Trillby to do stuff with her publicly. So no.
You guys got her today.
And today you did it, Trillby. That's so awesome.
Well, I want to say, speaking of patience, so tell us how many children you have.
Yeah. 5.
The 5 children. So you practice that all day long, over and over.
Yes.
And the cool thing is that you're not just practicing it. You are an example of it, and it exudes from you. I mean, I know that's one of the many things that attracted your energy to our energy when we first met I think we met at the open house at the co-working space. So it was just a immediate like, oh, they're fun. Look how fun and cute they are. You can tell they're kind people. Yes.
They are beautiful. Yeah. And I want you guys to go ahead, Jeff. No, go.
I was just going to say that event was kind of a shift for us because part of I was going out 1 million cups, events at the chamber. I kept leaving and go doing all this stuff. And I was coming home energized and excited and all this, but she was spending more time at the house, keeping everything going here. And we realized that it was a disconnect because there's just no way to come home and explain it the same as being there. So that event was one of the ones where she's like, okay, I'm going. We're going to do this together. And that's been amazing because I feel like, at least me, that's when I'm at my best, is when she's right there and we're on the same page. And that, we're 2 different people with the same goal, the same vision. And so, I'm good at starting the stuff, and then she keeps track of the stuff. She writes it down, she has the calendar, and she's like the organization behind all the ideas. And I
love it.
And and that's, it's been exciting. The more stuff we do together, that's, we decided, okay, 1 million cups, let's make that an us thing. Let's both go.
Yes.
And that's been important. It's really helped us out.
I want to comment on something that I saw at the presentation, and I think I want you both to share what Coastal Family Financial means to you. Like how, what is it that you do and what does it mean to you? Because what I saw was a lot of love and respect and connection between the two of you and some real clarity about the roles that you play. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your business? And I think the main reason they should come and work with you is simply because you two are amazing human beings who genuinely care. So tell them about what you do.
Do you want to?
You can go first.
Well, Coastal Family Financial is a financial office. I'm a financial advisor licensed to do business here. So I have like the nuts and bolts and that end of the business where I know the numbers. I love math. I love the numbers. And as a company, though, that's a part of it, but it's about the relationship with your money. It's about the relationship with you and I. And it's like, that's the part that excites me, is the people aspect. I'm a numbers guy. I love the math. Math doesn't lie. Like I always say that math doesn't lie. People just lie about math. It's like, I love that part of the numbers, but then it's the relationship. And it's, we know the stress money can bring to a family. So it's like, we want to work that out. We want to help relieve that stress and change some habits and stuff like that. And my strong point is, I'll get up on the stage and I'll talk and I'll be the people person. But where I am working, where I'm a work in progress, is that organized, structured, let's keep track of the 20 commitments you just made to make sure you can honor them. Yeah. And that's where she's amazing. Like she just keeps track of everything with reminders and sometimes I'm
a very organized personality, very type A when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, I love that aspect of it.
I'm the sixth child for her.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. I need a Trillby in my life.
I know.
We all do.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. It's just such a beautiful thing though, that you are you're a financial services company. You help people manage their money properly and keep it in the right places. But more importantly, you help them understand their relationship to the money. And I think that is a very important gift. I don't know very many financial services people who actually take it from that perspective. You help people move their money into places that would support their dreams and what they want. And it's their relationship to that money, kind of like you sitting in the audience and saying, I want a coin, I want a coin, I want a coin, and a coin shows up. Yeah.
Right.
Very similar in the rest of the world. That's how we manifest things, is to put our energy and intention on it. So I love it. I think it's amazing what you guys do. So
thank
you.
And one thing with me, like this started all the way back in my 20s. I did one of those assessments through a program one of the companies I was working with was putting on. And it's like, what would you be good at type assessment? And I've done probably 3 or 4 of those throughout my career, my adult life. And every time it's either coach, counselor, or therapist. Like those I always come back strong in those areas. So it's combining that. It's combining that people side of me and that relationship side of me with the numbers and with the money, and trying to get people to love the numbers, and not
be afraid.
Don't be afraid and don't be stressed out by the numbers. Know when you should panic and make changes, or know when you should just chill and trust that, it's going to go back the way that it should be. So it really is, about that. And people can get wrapped up. It's kind of like there's only 2 times the money's real, when you put it in and when you take it out. and everything in between is just a placeholder. And it's kind of like we live in a house and you wake up in the morning and you jump on Zillow and you're like, oh, our home value's down 50,000. I'm going to have a terrible day now. It's like, no, people don't do that because they know it only matters if we're trying to sell our house. And with your investments, it's the same thing. It's like you want to be aware, but you don't want to be crazy involved and on that roller coaster ride. We know there's ups. We know there's downs. We expect that. That's what history tells us. And you can't let that ruin your day, and that's part of that stress and why everyone's so, freaked out about things.
You're so right. I love that when people are looking at their stock portfolio on a day-to-day basis, but they're not trading, right? And they're sitting there looking at it, having a good day or a bad day based on the red or the green. I just go, let it go. You're not. Are you selling anything today? Who cares? Just leave it alone.
Exactly.
So it's never anything until we make it into something, right? Or until we need it, kind of situation. So yeah, I love that. So how do people get in touch with you? How can they connect with you and make appointments to come and see you? And then I have another kindness question for you.
All right. The easiest, find us on Facebook, Coastal Family Financial. All our information's there. Jeff Carlin on Facebook. That's probably our strongest social media platform at this point. Working on my Instagram, working on my LinkedIn, but I would say on Facebook we're strongest. And it really is, it's a conversation. It's no pressure. There's no fee to talk. It starts with a conversation. Where are you at? Where do you want to go? And is there something I could do to assist in that? It's really that simple. And
Jeff really would rather make a friend than $1. So
I hear you. Or more
sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad.
No, it's good.
Well, I know for sure I'm going to be making an appointment with you. That's awesome. So thank you for sharing that information. I did want to ask you about the story that you told Shay and I in our form that we sent to you ahead of this podcast. And I would love for you guys to tell the story about what happened, because it's an exemplary story of observing kindness in action, and sometimes with younger people. So can you tell the story?
You go ahead.
All right. So when I was thinking about the show and all this, and I was getting ready this morning, I thought, okay, what's a kindness story, and trying to, go through the memories. And that this popped in my head. And it was one time, I think we had 4 of the 5 kids loaded up in the car. It was pretty early on in our relationship, and we were going to go out to dinner. And so we're exiting our neighborhood, and out of the corner of my eye, I see someone sitting in the grass on the side of the road. And I just kind of looked, but something didn't seem right about the scenario. I saw this kid on the grass. So I do a U-turn, and everyone's like, what are we doing? What'd you forget? They thought I left something at the house. And I'm like, no, there was that guy over there. And they're like, what guy? Like, everyone else had missed it. So I pull up to the curb and I'm like, hey, are you okay? And this kid looks up, and he was probably a high schooler, and he had been out jogging, and he's like, no. And he's got tears rolling down his cheeks. And he's like, I twisted my ankle. And I'm like, oh man. Okay. So get out of the car, and the kids are there and watching, and we determine it's like, yeah, it's a pretty bad twist. So it's like, all right, well, let's pile them in the car. So it's like the kids start stacking up on each other so we can get this sweaty jogger into our car. And then, he was a couple blocks from his house. So we drove him to the house, and then we helped him up, the stairs, knock on the door, the mom comes, and she's like, what happened? And, he tells her, and, she was super grateful that we brought him home, and he didn't have his phone with him. So he'd have been laying there in the grass until somebody helped, or he limped his way all the way back home. Right. And I get back in the car afterwards, and we go to head off, and the kids are just like, every time, how do you see this stuff? Like, you're always, but it showed them like that, hey, we're just trying to help out, and so now they're more aware, if they pick up on something, and they'll be noticing. And it's like, we can just do that. We can just stop and ask, hey, is everything okay? And it was good. I felt good as a parent, them seeing that, you know, yes, let's do that. And now they'll be aware. And sometimes I'll miss something in the car and they'll point it out, you know, and that was, I felt like that was a good lesson in just that random kindness and just checking in on people.
Yeah. That's a great example of modeling kindness for others. You know, Shay, I was going to ask you, where did you learn how to be kind? You know, well, what did you see when you were a kid, or how did you learn? Because I was thinking about that as Jeff was telling the story. It's like, yeah, I learned definitely from my parents.
Did you?
I did. And maybe a good friend, a family friend or something, you know, but where did you learn about kindness? Where did that come from?
Well, that's a really good question. I would love to be able to say it was my parents. However, it wasn't towards us. It was kindness towards people at the church, or, you know, other people in the community. They would volunteer, even us, me and my brothers, to, you know, oh, the kids will come help you. Oh,
wait, that's not okay. Hold on, that's not okay.
Now Jeff and Trillby are questioning this.
Voluntold us.
Yeah,
voluntold.
But I would say it was there. Now, what's funny is, you know, I say that about my parents. They didn't necessarily be really overly kind to us, or kind as in, I will say this. When you mentioned about, you know, picking up somebody on the side of the road, we didn't pick up people on the side of the road, but we were notorious for people having accidents in front of our house and in the country on a gravel road. And so we would, of course, like, bring them in, help them out. You know, my dad would get on the phone and call whoever, paramedics or parents, you know, sometimes it was in the middle of the night, parents, or, you know, making sure they're okay. My mom went into nurse mode and, you know, making sure they were, you know, cold compress, or were they in shock, you know, whatever the case may be. So it was things like that. And it was also snowed in, you know, the middle of the country. And so I believe we even had one couple stay on our couch because we were snowed in. They couldn't go anywhere. So then my dad got the tractor out and plowed the road so they could get through and all things. So I would say it was more, it's an example for others more than it was an example for our family.
Yeah. That's awesome though. I mean, that's an important thing. I was just realizing is that we often model the behavior that we are looking to have our children or others learn. And sometimes we learn it directly because it comes toward us with kindness. And sometimes we learn it because of what we don't want to see or don't want to do. Right. Yeah. It's fascinating. That's one of the things I know is that we all have the gene of kindness, and we just have to know when to intentionally put it to use. So, you know, Jeff and Trillby, is there anything else you want to share with the audience about yourselves, about kindness, anything at all? This is your free moment to just take a minute and say whatever comes to your heart.
I would just say I encourage more of it. Like, just look for those opportunities.
The world needs it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now more than ever, we don't know what people are going through. I saw a post on social media the other day, and it's like, you know, they're probably going through something. Like, it was pretty much everyone's going through something. Just give them a break. Just be kind. It's like, you know, wait that extra second before you honk the horn at the guy in front of you. You know, think about what hand gestures you might be doing in the car and maybe rethink them. I just think it's a good time for that, just to look for those opportunities where you could smile or hold a door or do something rather than the other. And, you know, maybe get out of your own head and try to find the kindness in your own day. So I think and I was thinking about that as I was driving up, it's like, we do have a choice. You know, everything is a choice. I can be happy right now or sad, regardless of what's going on. So I think, you know, just trying to pick the happy more. Happy people do happy things. Stressed out people do stress things. You know, so just, you know, be happy. As much as possible.
Be happy. Is that a song, right?
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah.
Don't look at your portfolio and get all unhappy. Let's figure it out.
I love that.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is we all need to be having that "Don't worry, be happy" playing in the background as we go through our financials with you. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes. Why stress out about it? Let's just and another thing, we don't know, life is life. We all make mistakes. I've made plenty. It's like, so it doesn't matter where you're at or how embarrassing or messy or, disappointing it might be in the start. Let's just start. Let's take a look. Let's go for little improvements. And I think if everyone just got a little bit better each day, think where we'd be in a month, in a year, in a decade. And, that's the part of it. Like, we feel like we're here. We weren't sure of all the reasons why. And I kept telling her, I'm like, it's bigger. This somehow feels bigger than a job. This is bigger than the beach. This is bigger than what we moved here for. Something is happening and we love it. And the more we do it together, the better it feels. And we have our best days when we're both on the same page with the same thoughts, working through stuff. And we want more of that.
I love that. Well, speaking of don't worry, be happy. And so for me, music kind of inspires kindness. So is there a song besides that one? Because we just used it. Is there a song or a band that's really like inspired some of the kindness in your world? Trillby, I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
I listen to Jason Mraz a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
He's got some really good songs. Yeah.
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 That's a good one.
Awesome. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I know. And sometimes the artists, they do something really amazing outside of music, right?
Yeah.
Celebrityness to do really great things. So I always like to ask that question because you just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you. Well, this has been fantastic. And we loved having you on. We love getting to know you and you sharing your heart of kindness. So thank you for being here with us.
And thank you. Thank you for inviting us and thank you for the friendship. And I feel like there's a team here, all of us. And that's why my Wednesday morning family, or our Wednesday morning family now, is part of the change, is part of this whole area. Just like I say, if we all just lift a little, everybody goes up. And it's feeling like that. And this is just another example of how good it can be and the kind of people and energy that we're surrounding ourselves with. We're super excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. We are here to
we
be
are
that.
a team, right?
We're here to be that.
We're a kindness crew and we want more people to join us. So if you want to be a member of the kindness crew, go to imaginekindness.org and let us get connected with you.
Yes. And we are here to amplify kindness. That's what we're up to. So join us again in 2 more weeks. We have another exciting guest who's going to be on the show with us. And we hope that you'll all tune in to our Facebook page and to our YouTube page, whichever is easiest for you. So thanks again, Jeff and Trilby. We honor you. We appreciate you. You are one of a kindness for sure.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. And thanks for sharing with us.
Anytime.
You too.
See you soon. Happy Easter.
Bye. Thank you.
Happy Easter. Bye.
Bye.